Hello, I am Tia Manal Jazia from Bidawan University in Algeria. My topic of today is about Patri Pater digital portal with adaptive paradigms for the recognition of architectural heritage. This representation consists of 6 points in turn that start with a brief introduction related to the topics to remind the important challenge in public awareness and scientific research with doing extensive study using updated data and innovative methods. There are 3 elements of introduction to the study, such as the hypothesis, the aim, and the research methodology. Interesting heuristic combining morphological and environmental analysis with semantic digital models to create the digital database. Here are some basic theories related to how patterns are used for designing new projects in heritage sites. In the case of contemporary architecture, Louvre Museum, designed by Jean Nouvel architects in Dubai, is an example of the using of patterns in historical centers. Likewise, we explore textual language to read architectural language for meaningful design. Effectively, in language pattern is the connection with the natural process. Obviously, in architecture, models are the mediated tools between science, forms, and interpretation. So narrative semiotic is our basic theory that we use to explain spatiality and temporality related with action and perception of architectural elements in heritage sites. To make the phenomenon congregate, we develop an experimental method that uses an analog and digital tools. Thus, the materialization of this spatio-temporal linearity in the left side, there is a structural diagram of the experiment, including the iterativity between the basic theory and the analytical studies used in our research. Firstly, we constitute an evolutionary process inspired by genetic algorithm that contains 3 engines: generative engine, morphological engine, and environmental engine. This process enables us to investigate the cases of study and their contexts. The heritage of the town of Blida is our corpus for demonstration of our methods. The generative engine illustrates 2 parent artifacts such as courtyard house and classical house. Additionally, we have 2 others engines according to interpretation and perception, which are morphological and performance evaluation engine. We move to the case of the study and the choice of sample. These are 3 criteria of the selection of corpus, which are location in relation to historical center, the architectural style, and environmental design. These are the artifacts in the historical center. These are the sheets we use for data analysis: analytical sheets, interpretative sheets, and evaluative sheets. The second step of our experimental process is to synchronize the methods with a numerical formulation. Indeed, if we look at the structure of a semantic web in cultural heritage, we notice a unique procedure relies the attributes of projects according to data collection named data collection phase, which enables consortial definition of knowledge. In the right side, this is the design of our iterative process for digitalization. The final step of our experimentation is the protocol of the digital platform. This is some basic information of 3 platforms such as WordPress, Wix, and Jimdo. We focus our design tools in Jimdo platform. Furthermore, we start to explain how we hosted our website. First, we designed the model according to the experimental protocol and the generation of genotypes and phenotypes. After that, and as a result of combining some methods in heuristic 1, There are the statements of analytical method according to the spatio-temporal process for reading architecture. This, this is morphological analysis, evaluation of performances in basic design and lighting comforts, multi-criteria filtering, in selection of accommodates and validation of accommodates. Besides, the validation of patterns allowed us to create summary evaluation sheets that provide all the necessary interpretation, morphological and ecological characteristics as a basic conceptual values. The result of our experimentation and the design protocol of the website is the creation of battery pattern portal. Here there is the summary of the design of the main section of battery pattern. Here are other pictures that illustrate the design of the section supporting the methods. As a result, the interface of the section of experimental protocol and rehabilitation is blocked. Some of this study, there are three conclusions. Firstly, the experimental significant methods following to the methodological approach, which is the spatio-temporal investigation of architectural language for knowledge, is adaptive role in the face of the climate allows the resilience of traditional houses and buildings according to their morphology and the sustainable solution. Then the patterns as a testimony of a generative, constructive, and architectural culture that has undergone changes and enrichments over time and use. Today, the extensive study with the digital instruments confirmed the lack of united methods that could fulfill heritage design. Consequently, Battery Pattern Portal has made it possible to make a new contribution to heritage research, above all innovative and effective experimental methods that can transform our urban, cultural, and historical landscape. In conclusion, there are the scientific implications of the results in the left side. The experimental approach has allowed us to confirm that the interpretation of architectural language based on referencing, evaluation, and subsequent significant validation leads to convincing and consistent scientific results. Finally, the limitations and recommendations for next researchers on the left, although battery pattern design now appears to have reached the basic maturity required for use in interpretation and rehabilitation projects, our work remains essentially exploratory and in need of refinement, addition, and generalization. In particular, a comprehensive validation of our approach would require usability studies of the interactive editor of our digital portal and for the formalization of the reactive model. A tool that saves time and offers relevance for research, sustainability in the design of cultural heritage, and an improvement in contemporary social life. The development of the city's image would thus take place while respecting its local values and in line with its significant identities. Thanks for listening.